where everything is super calculated. I'm getting the best blocks and I'm taking the best punishes. It was so different from like the playstyle you'd seen prior.
You see it in other like non-fighting games as well. Like look at Korean StarCraft. Like the APM with those guys put out is ridiculous. But we're not playing StarCraft here today. We're playing Smash. We might see some more high APM play here, depending on the style of Wario that moufi is going to be repping. Coming up against Polinomis, probably the last of a rare breed, one of the few Lucario players remaining on this earth.
Hey, let me just say, shout out to the graphic guy who did the transitions. You deserve some credit. That's cool stuff.
That was a cool transition.
I like that. I like that. But moving into this one too, it's so. I mean, I'm such a sucker for it. But you really seeing so many different starting stages for these sets here too. Battlefield has been the option the last couple, but we've seen FD, we've seen Smashville, we've seen Town start some sets.
Yeah, like over here in the US, we're very much used to, hey, you want to go PS2? Yeah, sure. Yeah. And like PS2 being the starter for literally everything, if not the only stage that's played throughout the duration of the set. But here in France, it seems like they're actually like going through with the bans, going through with like, okay, this is the best stage for my character, but I want to ban this out because they're strong on it. So we're seeing a high variety in starter stages, and we're also seeing Polinomis steal the lead away thanks to a little bit of an Aura F smash to snag that stock early on. Now at 110%, we're approaching, I think, for one stock up, I think it'd be about 180 for full aura. So we're starting to approach that danger zone.
Yeah, it's been moving around perfectly too. I think the thing that you have to do, we were talking about defensive movement to keep you alive here as opposed to getting in shield or picking more committal defensive options. Lucario is a character that needs that type of mentality and that type of playstyle because you are so reliant on disadvantage, which is a really weird thing to say, as down tilt dash attack will take that stock. You are so reliant on it.
Right, there's not any other characters that I can think of in this fighting game or in any other where you win by taking damage, right? Like, you're not a real character until you're at about 60-70%. So, like, there's always the meme of, like, when heavy characters are playing the game against, like, a combo character, they're like, oh, I'm just building rage.
You gotta take the tax, dude.
Yeah, you're like, it's paying the tax, or, oh, he's just building rage. But, like, as Lucario, it's actually true. Like, you can't play the game until you've taken that much.
Yeah, I feel like there's not a lot of players who can say, like, they're like, their crown jewel of their gameplay, like their best asset they have is their disadvantage. Like, not many players hang their hat on that, but with Lucario, it's something that you're kind of forced into doing. It can be a very useful strategy.
Either way, though, we are seeing yet again moufi taking that lead, looking for the KO here. I think they want a down tilt dash attack yet again, or just a raw dash attack. That works too, man. Like, you do you.
Whatever works, get it off. Hovering back there too, Wario able to get back. Oh, wow, yeah, air dodge is perfect there too. Short-range cross-ups here too, able to dance around. Not really too fearful of death at this point.
He should have been a little bit more fearful of death because that back air nearly took the stock.
He was out there. He didn't die. He did that one for me. I appreciate it.
You appreciate the DI. He's like, oh, Script was talking me up. I gotta make sure I DI this one right. Either way, though, we do see full loft now becoming available, so even though that back air is going to take it, Polinomis kind of just put himself in a worse spot because now he's got a fresh stock against Wario. He lost a little bit of aura by making it even stocks, and his opponent has waft, so he's going to be able to take the stock a lot earlier before he has the opportunity to build that aura, but it was a necessary evil because you can't win the game without taking that stock.
It's a weird clash of intangibles for both characters here too, where like, the longer the game goes on, you have to worry about Wario, but you need the game to progress to get into disadvantage as Lucario to get your, your X factors going. So it's a really weird combination going in here.
Yeah, it's like it's the risk reward, but you don't have a choice. Like, you don't get to pick the lower risk option. You have to pick.
You have to go fast, but not too fast to where you don't get your advantage or disadvantage.
But there goes one of moufi's biggest tools in this situation. No more waft, so no more opportunity for an early kill, and that's critical for Polinomis going into this last stock situation. Now he has the opportunity to start to try and safely build up that aura without worrying about that early kill coming out via waft. Tries to catch the air dodge on landing, gets an F tilt instead of a bigger hit that he might have been looking for, and now he's using that aura sphere charge to try and find something big. Dash attack comes through, but he's not in a bad spot.
And the movement here around platforms of these B reverses on Aura Sphere has been phenomenal. You see this movement just dancing
that's crazy.
Around. Yeah, and with Wario, you have to, like, your up tilts and your aerial game around your shield and around your, like, hitbox is so important, but just baiting out so many options. We will see if that comes to lead into the game here.
125, but Wario also has full rage at his disposal here. Lucario definitely needs to be careful with that style of approach back to the stage, because if he's not careful, you know how that that up B bounce happens? Yes. You don't snap to ledge on it, so Wario can just throw out an F tilt, but it ends up being a third dash attack. All 3 stocks were taken by dash attacks from moufi, so very well played. Knows exactly what his win conditions are, knows exactly what his kill options are, and makes great use of them to take game number 1 against Polinomis.
I want to see this dash attack again. I want to see if he caught the B reverse landing with his dash attack, because I feel like we were getting programmed pretty hard into these B reverses, and it might have been like where moufi.
Oh, he tried to do the Aura Sphere charge out of shield. I think he was trying to catch, because you know how Lucario has like those smash attacks out of Aura Sphere that he can get if he catches you inside of it.
While you're charging it.
Yeah, like the charge hitbox into the up smash. I think moufi narrowly avoided death in that situation, because if Polinomis had managed to get that hitbox on the Aura Sphere charge, it would have been death for certain off of that up smash, especially on Battlefield. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, both come together to result in moufi taking game 1. But we're going to run it right back, same matchup, and I think it was the same stage as well. But we'll have to see. Yeah, it is indeed the same stage.
I mean, game 1 was electric too here, though, so I think both players can hold their head high. And I really think that Lucario players having to play such a disadvantage all the time, like you thrive in those last hit situations. So I'm proud of moufi for standing up in the face of adversity there.
We're gonna have to see how they play this game number 2 though, because well, that's it's a lot tougher to play a set when you're down a game, especially in a best of 3. Like you're 1 away from being in losers, and nobody wants to be in losers, man.
Yeah, but I've just seen this confidence from Polinomis. I really don't think we're not going down without a fight in this one at all. And this lead we've started off the game with is insane. Not taking the ground. Hey, take it back! You can't park here.
Don't park on the platforms, says Polinomis as he writes him a little bit of a ticket and throws the bike right at his face.
Went in for my medicine, man. I already started writing the ticket. Sorry.
Yeah, I already started writing the ticket. There's nothing I can do, man. Gotta take it. But
got the start up there on up B. Up B on stage too. That's interesting.
The one thing that we have to point out is through that entire set of strings, Polinomis really had no ability to do anything definitive, no ability to KO, because he didn't have any aura built up. He was still at low percents, but now as he starts to approach those triple digits, he can start to pour on the damage, gets that up smash at 88%, and takes out the first stock. Looks for another tech chase.
Yeah, I feel like he's been getting a lot of mileage off this tech chase, especially on platform with like the chase nairs.
Yeah,
Nair's such a weird angle.
I don't think that moufi has correctly escaped one of those situations yet. Like they've been caught almost every time rolling on the platform or teching on the platform, and Polinomis has been on point with those punishes as he now goes coast to coast to mix up the recovery to escape the ledge. Very nice.
Nair tech chase again. I mean, there's so much extra damage we're getting here. Obviously, the tech isn't guaranteeing you to get away from the damage, but it does put another, one step in the thought process to finding that punish.
Oh, nice cross up back air though. Landing right on top of the bike. Polinomis wasn't ready for that situation. Could have maybe gotten a hitbox extension on the bike to avoid that, but not what happened, not what came to pass, and as a result, we find ourselves on even stocks. Waft is almost at full charge. I don't think that moufi is going to want to be using it on this second stock. Probably wants to save it up for the final KO. But I could be wrong if he goes for it here. Okay, no.
I mean, yeah, all this damage coming through as well. Oh! I mean, not going to go off the top. I mean, it was a question if we're going to use Waft like before that string happened, but 100 almost uncontested.
There's that conversion.
Situation, yeah.
That conversion that I talked about during last game, very potent. Gets the charge hitbox of Aura Sphere into the bear. Has that little bit of rage, that little bit of aura to back it up. So gets the KO pretty early, and now going to make moufi suffer.
I love the jumping there to make sure that Wario doesn't just drift over top of him with like a bike or something like that, and just forces to the corner.
Catching him with the Aura Sphere charge yet again. Gets the dare. moufi closer and closer. He inches his way to closing this game out. Forces moufi to roll there as Polinomis charges that Aura Sphere yet again. moufi hasn't hit him in so long.
Not many down airs on up B. I feel like that would have been a very common option for Wario to choose, because long-lasting hitbox on like an up B that does not have too much of a contesting hitbox to it. So maybe someone to think about going forward here.
Yeah, well, we might see it come out more in Game 3 if that does come to pass, but I do agree that we've yet to see moufi go for like those 2 frames or those punishes.
Off-stage
pushes,
yeah.
But a very nice up air to take out the stock there. I'm going to see it come down to last stock and
waft online.
Yeah, well, I was about to say waft online. Like, this is still very much possible for Polinomis to lose. moufi gets a nair, but no follow-up.
Nair, not going to find
he wants that up tilt.
Yeah, for sure. Catching these landings, though, yeah.
This is scary because every time he doesn't get the combo into the waft to close it, it's a little bit more aura for Polinomis, and he does have enough at 53.8% to close it out with a back air, so we are going to game number 3.
Hey, round of applause to us, man. First game 3 of the day for our block. Let's go.
Yeah, we've only had 2-0s so far.
Yeah. And that was an immediate response, too. I mean, in the first game, even in, like, the hardcore clutch situations, Polinomis, very confident player, and that's what I was talking about to start this one. I don't really see that mental aspect of, like, going down that first game, especially as we were talking about in the best of 3s. Not really come into effect here. And France loves Tekken, man. I love France. Let's go.
Hey, shoutouts to all the Kazuya mains and all the people who are Kazuya enjoyers, and all the people who are Tekken music enjoyers, because Tekken music is fire.
Yeah, if you haven't given it a listen, guys, do yourself a favor.
Desperate Struggle is definitely like a top 3 Tekken song too. I think my favorite one still has to be Karma, but Desperate Struggle is so far up there.
I mean, it's just when you get in the training room and you just start jiving to the music, man, it's hard to, you get in the groove. It's something different. But anyways, game 2, you're losing the top platform, got a little bit of haircut going into small battlefield.
Someone took a little bit of like scissors and just trimmed the top off of this stage, and that is our platform for game number 3.
Can you imagine that was like the meeting at Nintendo where they're like, all right, guys, and he just photoshops the top platform off like MS Paint and just select move.
Imagine if like Battlefield and Small Battlefield were like identical in every way except for the top platform. Like they actually just did that in the code of the game. They just removed the top platform and that's it.
Alright guys, this will keep them happy for a couple of weeks. We can hold over.
Dude, it didn't get me happy. I was running a tournament when the patch dropped and had to cancel my event because the patch dropped in the middle of top 64.
Gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Landing there as Polinomis was kind of stuck in the charging animation.
Oh, he's stuffing him out so hard here. We're seeing actually what we were hoping. Yeah, like what we were hoping for in the past 2 games is moufi actually stuffing out the little bit of a vulnerable recovery that Polinomis and Lucario have to work with.
A lot more touch and go in the shield to start this game 3. I feel like last game we were sitting in shield a little heavily and we weren't utilizing our bites or our pressures on shield from Lucario as much, but it feels like we're getting in and out of our defensive positioning a lot faster now. Oh my goodness, give me your jump.
Great first stock from both players to immediately even it back up. Like throughout the past couple of games, we've been seeing like one player pull really far ahead on the first stock, but now we have to wait all the way to the second stock to see moufi start destroying and almost finds that F smash there.
Up air follow-up's not going to be had, and trying to cover up on the platform. We are having a jamboree on the right platform. It is invite only.
And it does not look like moufi was invited. He just stormed his way in. Bouncer was like, man, you gotta leave, and he was like, no, I think you gotta leave. Actually, what? What percent did he just die at?
Yeah, I was listening to you. I was listening to you, man. I'll blame you for that.
I'm looking at the replay on the stream. He was at 100 even and died at 100% to Lucario up air. Jeepers creepers.
That bike out of the way here too. Down tilt back are not going to be the option to hit here. Just looking for something to maybe send off to that side roll. Going to be caught by up smash. Nah, seldom used option for kills, but still extremely strong from Wario.
And that is going to be Lucario losing that aura that he had built up on the previous stock, so he's going to have to wait a little bit before he can start to do some real damage. And have to play very carefully in neutral up until that point. But he's taken quite a bit of chip so far from these stray nairs.
I feel like this has to be the fastest in these past 3 games that we've gotten to last stock, right?
For sure, we've been seeing like full waft become an option on like second stock. Yeah, like we even saw. Oh no! Tried to catch him drifting in there, but that's just going to be waft off the board. And we see the same situation that we saw in game number 1, where moufi burns waft and loses the ability to KO early. So now we'll have to deal with Polinomis at high percent with high aura before he can actually find the game-winning kill. And he gets killed by up air at like 80%. What the hell?
And that was the thing I was talking about a little earlier. The jumping in the corner from Lucario almost forces your opponent to go to the ledge. Because when you try to jump over Lucario and bike, you put yourself just right above him as a sitting duck with no offensive move you can do to contest that.
Let's see this replay again. 79% gets hit by back throw, so that's 92. Jumps, sent up, so he's at 97.
Yeah.
He died at 97.
Yeah, and it's just the threatening of the jumps. One thing that